Welcome back to this editing a reel series. So this is going to be the third video for the series, and in this video I'm going to go over how to plan the short. So it's better to first of all plan the short that you're going to create before you actually start editing it. It's good that before you actually get to edit it. So I'm not even talking about the previous steps that we did before you get to edit it, like you're about to open the software, you're about to get started, it's good to plan, especially if you're doing graphics. So in this short, obviously I'm going to do graphics because that's what I do on this channel anyways. So it's good to plan that before. So for this, if you were following this series, you must have known that we have this script created. In the previous video, we did the captions and all of that, and this was the file that was generated. So what we're going to do here is, before we go ahead and start collecting the assets, it's good to first of all highlight certain things that what this video or this short is going to be about. So for example, what we're going to do right now is we're going to go over the script and we're going to highlight keywords that we can use to then search for assets. And that's also before we edit the video. So it's good to collect assets beforehand, plan everything beforehand before you get to start editing it. And this will save you time. But that's up to you. You can skip the video if you don't want to follow this process. You can go towards the editing video in the series. That's up to you. But this is a good thing to do. This will save you time for your later projects. And this is something that I don't think that you will find this in any course as well. So I might be the first one to do this in this way, especially for short form video. I don't know. I'm just saying that, but I'm putting this out for free. So this is not paid or anything. You can literally just watch it. But if you still want to skip it and just get to the editing part, that's up to you. But I would recommend to stick and watch this video. Of course, in this video, I'm not going to edit it. This is just planning. So that's why I'm just getting you the idea what this video is going to be about. Okay, so let's start our video. Now we're going to just read and just highlight the words that we can use so that that will help us to collect assets later on. When you start to study and understand brain development. Okay, so here we have the first keyword, brain development. Let me highlight this. And by the way, this is why I'm using Microsoft Word. Otherwise, you can do it in text as well, like I said in the previous video, but this is why it's good to have any sort of software where you can highlight or even draw something. Okay, so as I did, I don't care if you're an atheist, agnostic, or believer. Okay, so he's talking about these three different people, kinds of people, category of people. Let's highlight this. You have to step back and just go, wow. I'll go on record and say I'm very comfortable. So comfortable here is a good keyword. I believe in God. I do. I think there are many things that science can explain. Okay. Science is a good keyword over here. And you will see in the next video why this is good to highlight things before or know the keywords. So then he says there are certain things science can't explain, but I'll even go further, which is that all elements of science. So maybe elements of science is something are entirely compatible with the idea of there being a God. And I'm not the first scientist to say this. Okay, scientist. Then we have, I mean, Einstein. Okay, Einstein. Let's highlight this. Carl Jung. Let's highlight this. God, I'm in absolute awe of biology. So this is a good keyword. Secretly, I've always prayed. Okay, prayed is a keyword. Let's see, it's given me so much. It's given me peace. Okay, peace is a keyword. This is going to sound weird, and probably people are going to be like, what are you talking about? It works. I absolutely love the idea, but also for me, it's like really deep belief that we can't control everything. Okay. I mean, belief is also a keyword, deep belief. Let's highlight that. Control everything, and then uh, deep belief. Okay. We're not in as much control as we think. Serving higher power. Okay, so higher power is a keyword. Okay, so now that we have these keywords highlighted, we're going to use this to search for assets. later on in the next video. But right now, we're also going to plan where exactly we're going to let the person talk, and where exactly is there going to be a transition, and then where exactly is there going to be a graphic. So for this, what I do is, by the way, I don't really follow this all the time. Sometimes I just go directly in DaVinci Resolve and do everything, but this is a good thing to do. And while I was planning this video, I thought, this is a good idea to show you this. Okay, so I'm going to create this. And what we're going to do now is the words that we highlighted. So the sentences, along with the words that we highlighted, we're going to break them down. Okay, and by the way, I think we should do something over here. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to break down sentences into where there will be the person talking and where there will be graphics. So over here, when he says, when you start to study and understand. So usually I like to start the video off with the person being on front. Okay. So right here, where it says understand, let's add a space, enter. Let's just press enter. And the brain development part, as I did, I think up till here. Let's also press enter. So over here, let's just say I'm going to just put in these brackets, and I'm going to type in person, or you can type in footage basically. That this is where the footage will be, and in the next one, this is where we will put some graphics maybe. Okay. Okay, and the next part, it says, I don't care if you're an atheist, agnostic, believer, and creator. Okay, so I think this part right here, let's press enter, and then let's type in graphics maybe. We will add graphics to on this part, and then we will also decide like what exactly are those graphics going to be. You just have to step back and go, wow, I'll go on record, and I'm very comfortable saying, okay, so I think that uh, right here maybe, or I think that let's move this complete sentence, and I think it's better that the person keeps talking over here. So footage. So you see, this makes it interesting. This makes the process much more easier, much more interesting and better because we're planning it now. I think there are many things that science can explain. There are certain things science can't explain. Okay, I think this is where some graphics can come in about science, explaining and not explaining, which is that all elements of science are compatible with the idea of art, none for scientists to say. Okay, I think this is good enough for the footage as well. So not necessarily everything that you highlight. For example, we highlighted scientists and elements of science over here. That doesn't mean that that's just gone wasted. We shouldn't have done it. We shouldn't have highlighted it. No, we can use this still to search for assets. So just follow along. Just keep watching. I mean, Einstein. Okay, so here some graphics can come in. Uh, right here because then he's talking about himself. So I think it's better that he comes in later on. So graphics over here and footage over here. It's given me peace. Okay. And this is going to sound weird. I think a little bit graphic over here would be better. Uh, it works if you can't control everything. And I think that this is also where footage comes in. And then this part is where we can do the graphics. And then this is also footage. So you can see we have everything done in terms of looking at, okay, where exactly is there going to be a footage, and then where exactly are we going to put some graphics in. Now, you can also decide in this same, you can say, process step, where we need to add some transitions. So sometimes you can add transitions between two clips, and sometimes you can say you can't, you don't think that it's necessary to do that. So you can do it in this part right here. You can decide like what exactly is the transition going to be. So for example, Over here, let's type in transition, uh, transition, and just type in, okay, so what kind of transition can there be? Okay, light burn, maybe light burn. I don't know, but light, let's just type in light. So because you will see later on what this means, but right now, just bear with me if you don't know what this means. Okay, over here, what we can say is usually it's good to just use one or two transitions throughout the video, but it's good to plan that too, because for example, over here, where we have this graphics, let's say you don't feel like adding any transition between this, so it can be just normal. But I'm just showing you that this is something that you can also do in this step. By the way, I'm not going to do this right now because I think this is going to take a lot of time. So we will just decide that later on. We just save this. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Now what we need to do, the table that we created right here, we can just put or copy this where it says graphics. So every single place where there is graphics, every single sentence is going to come under graphics. We're going to draw the graphics beforehand. So let's say let's just draw something. So it says brain development, right? So what exactly can be in the brain development part? Of course, there can be a brain, right? So there can be a brain. Sorry for the drawing. It's not going to be good. But let's just suppose this is the brain. Okay, and then what we can do here is we can also type in like what more effects can there be. So there can be like a light glowing effect around it, maybe like a glowing effect to show the development, because the keyword development, we need to show something, right? So we can show development by the glowing effect. Maybe we can also do it like a zoom in effect to show development. Okay, so you can see that this is good to plan beforehand. Okay, so for this part over here, let's type in. So you can see there are two graphics. And sometimes between graphics, people, or let's say it's not that necessary to just add transitions. That's why I was saying that it totally depends up to you. So let's move on right here. Add in a new table. By the way, I think we should have done it in this way. That let's just count in how many graphics we have. One, two, three, four, five, six. So six graphics. So let's insert a table now with six. Okay, six. Uh, I don't think we need six. We need just five. So let me just delete the row from here. Okay, so next graphic. What's the next graphic? Next graphic was this one, right? Yes. So let me just copy this and add this right here. Add in some spaces so that we can draw something. Okay, so over here, I would say that sometimes you just can't show something with let's say images. For example, these three different kinds of people, you can't like really put a picture to it. Like this is the person who is a believer, or this is the person who's an agnostic. You can't really do that. It's better to use text this time when you don't know how you can represent something with images only. So it's good to use text. And what we can do is text one by one. So one by one, we're going to type in text. Like for example, first this comes in, then the other text comes in, then other text comes in. And this can be like a slideshow, maybe like a slideshow, moving from left to right. You can also do like from up to down, but like let's go with left to right for now. So let's move on to the other part that says science. Okay, let's pick this part. Mm, Type in over here. I think we should move this down for the space, maybe. Okay, so now it talks about science, right? So what can be put in science? Science can explain. Okay, science needs to explain. So guys, what are the things that we can use for science? We can use like that beaker usually people use to represent that the scientific stuff going on. Oh, sometimes people use this diagram as well, like the electrons and stuff. Yeah, I think we can work with this for now. For example, can't explain can have like this sticker sort of across, maybe uh, something like that. Can't explain, like, can explain something like this, and then can't explain something like this, moving from this to this. Okay, good enough. Okay, the next part is this Einstein part. This is going to be rather easy because we just need to use the images of Einstein and stuff. By the way, it's been like I don't know, like a while since the video started. So if you're still here, like good, good, you're watching this, good, so that you can understand the whole process, right? Otherwise, I know a lot of people are going to skip this one. But anyways, okay, so we need the picture of Einstein. I'm not going to draw it. I'm terrible at drawing. You can already see that. So Einstein comes in, like this person Einstein comes in over here. We're going to move him in the back. So you can see that these arrows are used so that I can, when I get to start editing it, I will already know what exactly I want to do. And then we will move in this Carl Jung in. This will be Carl Jung. Let's type in C to represent Carl Jung. So it's going to be like a transition movement. Yeah. Transform. Yeah. We're going to use the transform node specifically. So let's type that in. I know I can type in a lot of things over here, but this is random. Just look at the process. Just trust the process. That's how they say. Uh, Einstein done. What else? Okay. Peace. Who doesn't like peace? Okay. So peace. How to represent peace? We can use an image. We can use an image. Let me type in of a peaceful place, maybe. And then we can just have some random movement to it. Yep, that sounds good. Just movement. And then move the image. Movement in the image. Okay, what else? I think we're done. We're almost done. Graphic, graphics. And I think I should, for next time, I should just highlight this like red so that I can know where exactly it is because it's kind of hard to find out the difference between the two. And since I'm also using this black interface, so maybe that's the problem. Okay, graphics. I think this is the final graphic, right? Yep. This is the final graphic. We're done. Deep belief and control. Okay, deep belief and control. Like we can show a person. We can show a person who has like a silhouette. You can use silhouette. Okay. What else? Who's like facing somewhere? Maybe I don't know. Something like there will be a person on the screen, and then we will put in the text of the belief text. Of course, again, like I told you, some things there are no images for them. So you can use text in that place. So you can use text for showing the deep belief, for the deep belief, and control. We can also use text for control. Okay, I think we're done. Let's save this. So this was it for this video. I hope you found this video useful. And I think you will find this video useful for your own processes. So it does not mean that you have to just strictly follow this step, but this is good to do, right? This is good to do. This will save you a lot of time when you actually get to like Right now, the recording time I have over here is like 23 minutes. I was done with this in 23 minutes. So it's good to have just 23 minutes done for the planning instead of spending hours and hours and getting stuck later on in the process. In the next video, we're going to be focused on collecting the assets. So that's what we're going to do. Right now, everything that we just highlighted, every planning that we just did, we're going to find the right graphics or you can say images for that. And I will show you how I do that so that you can have that ability to do that on your own projects later. So this was it for this video. I'm going to stop this and I hope that you will continue the series. So I'll see you in the next video.